What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Sunday. It is April 27th edition. We are back with another video. If you've never been here before, do things a little bit differently. We go through all of the available games on the main slate and the afternoon slate. We look at the pitchers. We look at the batters. We look at any stacks we like. We dig into BVP history and even batter splits. We look at that. After we get done with all of the games, we have a couple of segments left of the show. So the first one is the matchup tool. So what we do is we do 10,000 simulations a day, or before the video, we do 20,000 total a day. But before this video, we do 10,000 to give you guys a first look at the slate. We're going to give you all of the batters that have 10 out of 10 matchup rating. You want to see all of the batters combined? MLB tab matchup tool. $10 for a week until May 1st, which is this week. Then the $10 is going to go up to $15. $30 for a month. It's going to go up to $35 after that. A yearly pass is normally $199. Still waiting on one person to eat. Well, we've got one spot available left for $100 off to get it for $99. Still waiting on 4 people to respond to an email. So if you guys are interested in it and you want to jump in, you can ask in the comment section. A lot of people have already won their money back or paid for their yearly subscription within 1 day of using our service. So if you want to check that out, you definitely can. We also try to have giveaways every single day. We try to have 2 of them. Here's how to win. First way. Like the video, be a subscriber, and leave a comment. You do all 3 of those, and this video gets at least 50 likes, you will have a shot at a free week of FTA+. That is all sports that are live. So every sport right now, except for NASCAR, or except for NFL. If this video gets 100 likes, a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on this video, a chance at a lifetime pass. And then second way to win in this same video, somewhere in this video there'll be a keyword or a key phrase that I'll have you look or listen for and type it in, and then you'll have a second shot at a free week of FTA+. So we're going to see who the 2 winners are from yesterday's video. This one will be for a free week of FTA+, because we got 87 likes. Birdie J, congratulations. Please email me. The email is in the description, but it is also dfshelp1@gmail.com. Yesterday's keyword or key phrase was, give me a new TV show or movie to watch on any of the services. So we're still going to re-roll this though, so you still have a 1 in 28 shot, Birdie J, to be a second one to win a second week. So Birdie J, congratulations as the first winner. And then the second winner is William Fasanella. He won 2 days ago or 3 days ago, both of them. 1 in 28 shot. So if you watch the video and you like the video, if there's 87 likes on the video, but there's not 87 comments on the video, you won't have a shot to win when we have these giveaways. So make sure if you like the video, you leave a comment. So William, congratulations yet again. I will add another week to your content. So that being said, the website is FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. We are going to use outlier.bet. If you do sign up with our link, which is down below in the description of this video, you're going to get a 7-day free trial. And you can see even more the boosts and the arbitrage and the middle bets and stuff like that. But what I love to see and use with Outlier are the game breakdown. So, I mean, we want to use batter splits. We want to use BVP. But we can check all of that in one website. So the first game, now we do have there are at least 2 doubleheaders I know of. Yankees, Toronto are playing one, and I believe Baltimore or Boston. There's a second one. So you got to make sure when you see the lineups that come out, when you build your lineup, make sure it's that pitcher and it is for that game. We're not going to have both of the games from these teams on here, so just be careful when you are building your lineup. So if you see some news, make sure it's the game you are playing. So first game on the slate, the Mets at the Washington Nationals. You got Tyler Meagle versus Mitchell Parker. So Meagle comes in, 1.10 ERA. He's been doing really well. We used him against Philly's last start, and I was kind of weary on that one, but I mean, it came through. He had 10 strikeouts in that game. Obviously had a huge day. Was 7,200. He's now up to 7,500. It's still got, I mean, he's had, good games, bad game, good game. In theory, I mean, if you could look at splits, obviously not a ton of stats there, but when he's on the road, 2.70 ERA, which is still a respectable ERA. So Tyler Meagle at 7,700, always a good spot. You kind of on DraftKings when you have 2 pitchers, if you can find 2 pitchers in great spots that have under 8K salary, you could build a great lineup there. So Mitchell Parker, kind of the same boat. 7,500. Game log wise, coming off a great start against Baltimore, pretty good start against Pittsburgh, not so much against Miami, but a 139 ERA. Has not faced the Mets this year. I do wish this were in Citi Field because it is a pitcher's park, but I honestly do not mind either of those pitchers in this game. That's what's crazy. Like, both of these offenses, you would be like, oh, whatever. But both of these pitchers are doing really good things. And being in the same division, they kind of see each other enough. Tyrone Taylor has a home run against him. Mark Vientos has a home run. Lindor also. But then against left-handed pitching, you can kind of see the majority of the guys on the Mets do not hit lefties well. Like Soto batting 368, no home runs, having a down year right now. Again, it's a month in, I get it. Brandon Nimmo bats better, and Luis Torrens bats better. We don't have Francisco Alvarez in here because he has not faced a lefty yet. We don't have Jeff McNeil in here because he also has not faced a lefty yet, both being activated, I think, either Thursday or Friday. So looking at this, honestly, at the moment through 10,000 simulations, I kind of like the pitching, not really looking at the bats. Tyler Meagle against them, like Josh Bell's batting 3 for 10 with a home run against him. That is it. Against right-handed pitching, though, they do hit well. Nate Lowe batting 345 this year. Hybert Ruiz batting 351. You got James Wood batting 246, but he has 5 bombs. These are ones that I'd look at. Luis Garcia batting 242 with a home run. I don't mind them. CJ Abrams also has 3 home runs. It really just depends. Is Abrams back? I thought he was hurt. Okay. So he's been back, what, 1 game? 2 games. Missed 10 days or whatever. Like, those would be the bats I'd look at, but honestly, I kind of like the pitching in this one, and I like both of them. And they're both under 8K, which is fantastic. Toronto at the Yankees is next. You got Max Fried versus Kevin Gausman, kind of the same breakdown as we saw yesterday. Max Fried has really good stuff. He's been everything that the Yankees want, so I would definitely look at him. Gausman is in a good spot, too, because he's got the 3rd best matchup for teams that strike out the most. The numbers have not changed, obviously, since the game got canceled. Make sure the lineups are in here. I fully expect one catcher to catch 1 game for the Yankees, 1 to catch the other. Probably the same thing with Toronto. Overall, like, both of these teams strike out a decent amount. Both of the pitchers have great matchups. Fried is averaging, almost 5 more fantasy points per game, but he is also kind of expensive. So, Jose Barrios on Friday night, we didn't know what to expect. Pretty good game. Didn't do much. Low-scoring affair. I could see that being the same thing here. Weather should be good. It just looks like it's going to be cloudy. Bats-wise, obviously, Aaron Judge. You would look at Paul Goldschmidt. You would look at Jason Dominguez. If he gets in there, I would look at him. Bellinger is kind of a bad year, but you could look at him. Oswaldo Cabrera at 3rd base. Could be a cheap 3rd base option today. Flip side of that, Vladdy had a home run for 2nd home run of the year on Friday night. You could look at him against a lefty there. I would take a look at Andres Jimenez a little bit. George Springer against lefty, I would definitely look at. Not saying a full-fledged stack on both sides. I kind of like both pitchers in this one as well. And I'll let you guys know right now, I'm not always right. There are times that I am wrong, and I'm not going to get every single game right, but I'm trying to give you our insights as much as we possibly can to hopefully make you better DFS players. And on top of that, we try to give a couple of core plays and a couple of value plays for each sport that we have. You can find the links down below for our free Discord. So Boston at Cleveland is next. Brian Bayo versus Logan Allen. All of these pitchers got switched, so they got flipped to the next day. So when I made Saturday's video, the games on Friday were good to go. They're getting ready to start, and then they were postponed. And then I saw a comment of the pitchers were wrong. It's because the game got postponed, and sometimes they just go with the pitcher for that day and then flip it. But we moved it this one, so this is on Saturday, or this is for Sunday. So Brian Bayo coming in, mediocre start here against Seattle. I don't trust him against Cleveland. Only went 5 innings in that game, only had 3 strikeouts. I don't know how deep he's going to go into the game. I'd rather look at the Cleveland bats. And then Logan Allen does have the 2nd best matchup. Boston strikes out a ton. Obviously hasn't faced them before. Pitching at home, he's only pitched 1 game at home. So we could take a look at this game. So you look at, obviously Logan Allen against Boston. Really haven't seen much of him. And we went over this on Saturday's video. Casas batting 620. They had not seen very many lefty pitchers this year. Casas batting 625. Trevor Story batting 563 with a couple of bombs. I would look at those two. Honestly, Bregman, I would definitely look at. Rob Ruff-Snyder, if he gets in there, it'd be a cheap outfield option for you. Wilyer Abreu's always won, but he's only batting 111 against lefties. Cleveland bats against Bayo, like Ramirez is 2 for 2, and Stephen Kwan's 1 for 2. I would use both of those guys. Love me some Stephen Kwan. He's batting 365 with 4 home runs against left-handed pitching, or right-handed pitching this year. I would definitely look at him. I would look at Gabriel Arias would be a cheap option for you. Maybe a little bit Brian Roquillo, who's batting 300 this year. Maybe a little bit of Joe Cancy Noel or Mr. Big Christmas, I think his name is. I think he had a home run on Saturday. So those are the options. I'm probably off of Bayo. I am looking a little bit at Logan Allen because Boston, they do strike out quite a bit. Boston strikes out 9.52 times per game and 10.46 on the road. So they're just not as good on the road. And that's kind of where I don't trust them enough. Baltimore, Detroit, don't overthink this one. Take the Detroit bats and take Tariq Skubal. We don't need to dig into this game at all. Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson, Gleyber Torres. Kind of see the lineup that comes out and starting for Detroit. I'm going with Detroit. I don't trust Dean Kramer. I don't trust Baltimore's offense. I'm looking at Skubal. I could be wrong. I'm going to pay up for Skubal, and I'm going to look at Detroit as a stack. LA at the Twins, you got Joe Ryan versus Jose Soriano. The Angels strike out 4th most out of all teams so far this year. Joe Ryan does have a 4 ERA. Strikeouts are there. Walks have been there as well. Bad game against Atlanta, and Atlanta's not a good hitting team this year so far. Great game against the Mets. Great game against Kansas City. Kind of mid games, did not hit value. So if you are new to this channel and you are looking at value, what I mean by value is about 2 to 2.5 times value. So 2 to 2.5 times. So 8,500 times 2 or 8,500 times 2.5. It's kind of the bare floor minimum that you're looking for on DraftKings. On FanDuel, to take down a tournament, your pitchers basically need to get 40, 45 plus to really take down a tournament. Now, Joe Ryan has great stuff. He's got fantastic stuff when he's on. It just depends if he's going to be on in this game, and that's what we need to find out. Weather-wise, I think we're pretty good. Yeah, it's the same weather system that's at my house. Give me about 70. Beautiful Saturday, hopefully beautiful on Sunday. Joe Ryan against the Angels, they really haven't done anything. No home runs. 1 RBI is the most anyone's gotten against him. Against right-handed pitching this year, like decent, but I mean like Taylor Ward batting 202, Mike Trout batting 179. Those aren't good numbers. You'd look at like Logan O'Hoppe, you could look at Zach Neto batting 360. Like if I weren't to take Ryan, I'm probably taking O'Hoppe. I'm probably taking Neto. I'm probably taking Soler, Shanoel, and Adele if I were not to take Ryan. But I kind of like Joe Ryan. The flip side of that, Jose Soriano against the Twins, really nothing. Against right-handed pitching, though, they do hit. Soriano coming in. He's got a 4.35 ERA. Bad start against Pittsburgh. Minnesota's a better team than Pittsburgh, but Minnesota's not a good team. 2 bad starts in a row, 1 against Texas, and then at Tampa Bay, a good game. Versus Cleveland, mid, didn't hit value. And then at the White Sox, he hit value. So I'm probably off of Soriano. I'd probably would look at the Twins bats, Ty France, Trevor Larnach, Buxton because he's stealing bases, Harrison Bader batting 271 against righties. I'm looking at these guys. Ryan Jeffers maybe. I usually like to take Jeffers against lefties though, so that's always one up in the air. But I'm off of Soriano. I will have a little bit of Joe Ryan. I do like the Minnesota offense just a little bit more. Houston at KC is the next game. This is a pitcher's park. Hunter Brown is pitching. He's got great numbers. He's Cy Young candidate right now. I know it's very early. 1.16 ERA, coming off a fantastic start against Toronto. He now gets a Kansas City team, the offensive-wise, not hitting as well as they did last year. It is early, I get that. It is a pitcher's ballpark, so that is a plus for Hunter Brown at 9,300. With the other guys above him, Hunter Brown could be sneaky. Bubic is in the same boat. Wild stuff. 1.74 ERA, 33 strikeouts. Kind of the same thing. Both offenses are not hitting like we are used to both offenses hitting. I'm probably on the pitching. I'm probably not even going to look at the offense here. Now, through 10,000 simulations, we will definitely see if any pop up. After 20,000, we'll see, and then we'll do the cheat sheet. We'll do all of that. But honestly, Bubic here, I like both of them. Both of them right about the same. I mean, they're real close in price. You save 200 with Hunter Brown. I don't mind either. I'm not looking at the offenses right. And then the final game on the main slate, the early one, or the main slate for Sunday, which is basically what we are looking at Sunday-wise. There is a weather concern, St. Louis. Quintana versus Eric Fetty Wap. So Quintana's 0.96 ERA. He's huge. Strikeouts are low, though. Three games, and he has 9 strikeouts. That is not an ideal situation, especially at 7,900. You'd obviously love to see strikeouts. In St. Louis as a team, let's see what St. Louis strikes out as. St. Louis as a team strikes out 10th most. No. They rank 10 out of 30, 7.92 times per game, and at home, they're only striking out 6.62 times. Quintana just hasn't had that miss stuff yet, but he's gone 7 innings, 6 innings, and 5.2 innings in those games. 3-0 record, so if he can get the run support behind him, could be good. Strikeouts are low. That's kind of what stinks here. But hopefully, he's always bound to have a great game. It just depends. And then Eric Fetty here, 5,500, very cheap option. Really hasn't blown by anyone a ton. Did hit value against Houston, which is exactly what we needed. Looking at minus 8.7 against Boston, 8,000. Like, I don't trust him. I think I'd rather take Quintana, but probably only in tournaments because he's not striking out a ton of people. And then looking at batting wise, if I were to look at bats on both sides, like Milwaukee bats against Fetty, William Contreras batting 636 with a couple of bombs. Rhys Hoskins has 3 home runs against him. I'd like both of those guys. A couple other ones I would take would be Jackson Chourio. I believe he had a home run yesterday. And Christian Yelich is another one I would look at. You could always look at Bryce Turang batting 354 with a couple of bombs, steals bases as well. So you could look at those guys as a stack. I don't mind that. Then St. Louis, you got Jose Quintana. Or Arenado has a home run, but I think he's 1 for 15 with a home run. And then you can see the majority of the team hits lefties or righties better. The ones that do hit lefties better this year so far, Arenado, Luken Baker, Sagasi, and Jordan Walker. You could look at them, but like if Quintana is on, I like him. He's got to get those strikeouts to pay off his salary, and I don't know if he gets there. So that's the main slate done. Now we have the afternoon slate. We've got the White Sox at the Athletics as the next game. The Reds and the Rockies game is one of those Sunday games where it's in the middle. It's not on either slate, at least for DraftKings. It might be on FanDuel. And then you've got the Sunday Night Baseball game. That's just a single game that isn't on either slate either. So White Sox at the Sacramento Athletics. Sounds weird to say. Beto versus Davis Martin. Beto coming in here against the White Sox, 4.85 ERA. He's already faced them once this year, 5.2 innings, 1 earned run, 0 strikeout. 11.2 fantasy points. Not enough. I don't trust him. He's had bad games. He has not really hit the value we need. I do not trust him whatsoever. Davis Martin, on the other hand, 3.95 ERA. Like for his price, he is cheap. He's already faced the Athletics once. He went 5.1 innings, 4 earned runs, 3 strikeouts, 4.6. I'm off of the pitching in this one. I'd rather look at the bats. If I were to take White Sox bats against Beto, like Baldwin, Andrew Vaughn, Benintendi, I don't like this game though. I'm like, this is a game you don't need to have. Maybe Michael A. Taylor or Luis Robert, but I'm avoiding this game. Athletics, they've been good against Davis Martin. You got Seth Brown with a home run, Blade with a home run, Lawrence Butler with a home run. I would use them. Soderstrom has over 300 or 324 batting average, 8 bombs. I'd look at them. Yeah, I would add him to those. Maybe Shea Langoliers, but maybe off of Langoliers as well. So I'm probably just avoiding this game. There's just other games, other appealing games that aren't those pitchers or offenses. So this Texas versus San Francisco, it is a pitcher's ballpark. So Jack Leiter making his first start off the IL, has not pitched since April 2nd. So I don't know how deep he's going to go in a game. 4.2 innings in his, 4.2 innings, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit. Not enough. We need 5 innings out of him. He does have a .90 ERA. He's had 2 great starts before he got hurt. He only went 5 innings in those games. If he's in there, it is a pitcher's ballpark. It still scares me because I don't know how deep he's going to go into this game. Then Jordan Hicks has almost a 7 ERA. Has not hit value since the first start of the year. Now going up against Texas, not a great team to face. Don't know how deep he'll go in. That's the problem. Looking at this, Texas bats against Hicks, they haven't, Jack Peterson has 8 at-bats and Higashioka has 8 or 5. The rest basically 1, so they've really never seen him. Against right-handed pitching, though, Josh Smith batting .391 this year. Got Harris batting .273. I'd look at them. I'd look at Wyatt Langford batting .348 with 4 bombs. Adolis Garcia only batting .214, but 4 bombs. I would look at those guys. I don't trust Jordan Hicks. His ERA is very bloated. Just hasn't shown the stuff that we need. And then San Francisco bats have never seen Leiter. Against right-handed pitching, though, like Wilmer Flores batting .297 with 5 bombs. You got Yastrzemski batting .321 with 3 bombs. You got Willie Adames batting .247. I would look at these guys. You could maybe add in like a Tyler Fitzgerald or a Lamont Wade Jr., Jung-Ho Lee, if you want to stack there. But I'm probably avoiding the pitching completely. I just don't trust Leiter, how deep he'll go into the game. If strikeouts aren't there, and Jordan Hicks' ERA scares me. Atlanta versus Arizona, Schwellenbach versus Brandon Pfaadt. Schwellenbach coming in, 2.56 ERA. Splits-wise, on the road this year, in 2 starts, 5.06 ERA. It's just not been good. We did not use him against St. Louis, and it worked out. He did go 7 innings. He had 5 strikeouts. He only got 17 fantasy points. Wasn't enough. We stacked Toronto against him because all the algorithms, all the sims told me that Schwellenbach could be the highest owned pitcher on that slate there against Toronto. And we took Toronto, and we cashed pretty big on that day. So 6 earned runs in that game. He's got a great ERA, but he's pitching at Coors Field Jr. I don't think I want to pay $10,000 for that. Brandon Pfaadt, on the other hand, 2.73 ERA. Great ERA. Great game against Tampa Bay. Great game against Miami. He's hit value every time except for the first 2 starts. So his last 3 have been pretty good. He now gets to go up. Now, we know how good Atlanta can be. Offensively, this year overall, they haven't been ideal. So we can kind of look at that and just kind of get a feel for it. See what we're working with here. Braves against him, like Ozuna has a home run, really it. And you can see they do, it's kind of mixed results here. Like Sean Murphy with 4 bombs, batting .229. Ozuna this year batting .300 with 4 bombs. Baldwin, .294 batting average, 2 home runs. Matt Olson with 4 bombs. Austin Riley has 4 bombs. Michael Harris, Verdugo. Like I would look at those guys, but I kind of like Brandon Pfaadt here. And then I don't want to pay up for Schwellenbach. He has not faced Arizona before, but like Josh Naylor batting .352 against righties this year. Corbin Carroll batting .346. I would look at those 2. Having Smith batting .383 with 4 bombs. I would look at those 3 guys. I don't know if I want a full-fledged stack here, but I would look at those 3 guys. If you want a couple of cheap options, Hawa would be one, and Gabriel Moreno would be a cheap option. Now, this is Sunday. Sunday, the day of rest for catchers, so we'll see how many of these catchers rest, and you see backups on a Sunday. So the keyword of the day is going to be sunglasses. Let's see how creative you guys can be with because it's going to be so sun's going to be shining so bright on all of our money or something. I don't know. Whatever you guys come up with. Tampa Bay at San Diego. Tampa Bay's offense has been but they do have a good matchup against Randy Vasquez, who's only averaging 6.2. Zach Littell only averaging 10.3. I really want nothing to do with either of these. San Diego hits righties better. Tampa Bay can hit Vasquez pretty good. I think that's kind of maybe what we see here. So I'm avoiding the pitching. I would look at the bats. Just overall, that's what I'm doing. Tampa Bay bats against Vasquez. They've seen him once, basically one start. Caminero has a home run against him. Against right-handed pitching this year, if I were to use it, Jonathan Aranda batting 349. I would look at him. I would look at Junior Caminero. I'd look at Yandy Diaz. I would look at Brandon Lau. Chris Morel batting 298 with a couple of bombs. And Cameron Misner, 352 batting average with a couple of home runs as well. I would definitely look, and I don't know if I've suggested a Tampa Bay stack ever this year, and this might be the first game that we do that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And then San Diego against Littell. I mean, Elias Diaz has a home run against him. Really haven't seen much. But if you look at against right-handed pitching, overall, like Tatis, 371 batting average. Oscar Gonzalez could be a cheap outfield option. I don't know if he'll start. Machado batting 281, but does not have any home runs against righties this year. Kind of concerning. No, he's out. Honestly, Gavin Sheets batting 306 with 3 bombs. You could throw in Zach Littell for tournaments, but again, he's only averaging 10 fantasy points, and that wouldn't even hit 2 times value. So I would probably just stick to the offenses in this one. I think we'd be doing pretty good if we do that. Miami at Seattle is the next game. You got Max Meyer versus Bryce Miller. Max Meyer coming in. Now, I had him last year and he was terrible. This year, of course, he's doing good. Coming off arguably his best career start ever. 69 of 92 pitches for strikes. Yeah, I mean, he had 14 strikeouts in that game. He's had 7 or more strikeouts in every game except 1 against the Mets. He now gets a team in Seattle that strikes out 5th most out of any. They strike out 9.19 times per game, or 8.93 at home. We look at that, and he's in a great matchup at 9,300. I don't trust Seattle's offense very much. And then Bryce Miller, another great option because Miami is right below Seattle in strikeouts. The problem, though, 4.21 ERA. He's sprinkled in some good starts, but then he's had some bad starts. Like against Boston, a team that strikes out a lot, 4 strikeouts. 8 strikeouts against Cincy, at Cincy, which makes no sense. And then he had 5 strikeouts against Texas. And then San Francisco, 4 strikeouts, but 3 walks, 4 earned runs. Bryce Miller scares me. It is a Miami offense, though, that it's Miami. They, basically never seen him. Jesus Sanchez does have a home run against him. Against right-handed pitching, overall, they don't do as well. If I were to take some, I would look at Hicks. I would look at Ramirez. I would look at Xavier Edwards, Connor Norby, Jesus Sanchez. Like, I think today, at least in the afternoon slate here, a Miami stack could be sneaky. I don't know if very many people will be on it, and you guys could have a leg up on that one. So kind of looking at that, I don't mind that. If I were to take a pitcher, it's Max Meyer, and then it's kind of Miami as a stack could be sneaky. And then the final game we're going to cover in these slates here, Pittsburgh at the Dodgers. You got Glasnow versus Bailey Falter. Glasnow, 3.71 ERA, 4 starts. Not ideal in one start against Philly, minus 5.7. Did not hit value against Texas. He hit value against Atlanta. Against Chicago, it was the Sunday Night Baseball game, so it doesn't show a salary because it's different. So his ERA is up there. He is facing the team that he came up with. Whether or not we look at that and we talk about it, if it factors at all, which I don't think it does because Pittsburgh's terrible regardless. Overall, like Glasnow, 1-0 record, 3.71 ERA. The Dodgers' offense has looked kind of meager overall this year. I know I don't know if they're leading their division, but again, their division is terrible. Let's see. I could be wrong. They might. I think they are leading their division. They're not. The Dodgers are in 3rd right now. 6th. Oh my goodness. So we look at that. They still we know their offense is good. Glasnow, McCutchen has a home run against him. That is it. Against right-handed pitching, they've actually been pretty good. Like IKF batting 317. Cabrian Hayes batting 265 with a home run. Adam Frazier has a home run, batting 262. O'Neal Cruz has been killing it. I would not be surprised if O'Neal Cruz hits a home run. 295 batting average, 6 home runs. Brian Reynolds. You want to get sneaky? Pittsburgh stack. I'm not saying it's going to hit, but I want to leg up on the competition. Pittsburgh stack, I do not mind. Dodgers bats against Bailey Falter. Freeman has a home run against him. Conforto has a home run against him. Teoscar Hernandez has 2. You guys have been with us long enough. You know we love to take Teoscar Hernandez against lefty. So we look at these numbers. Teoscar Hernandez this year, 27 at-bats, so not a ton. Batting 481 with 4 bombs. Shohei batting 286 with a home run against lefties. I would look at them. Outside of, like Will Smith batting 300. They don't hit, outside of that, they're like not hitting huge. Tommy Edman just seems to hit all the time we take him. Batting 229 with 4 bombs against lefties. I don't mind those guys. I think people are going to be on that Dodger stack, but I think a Pittsburgh stack could be kind of sneaky. And there you have it. We have covered the main slate. We've covered the afternoon slate. We are now going to do all of the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating. We'll follow that up by Pitches Be Crazy, which are the 5 pitchers on the slate today that have the best matchups against teams that strike out the most. Followed by that, we'll do Makin Bacon bets. So those are some of the bets we like, either their bases or home runs or pitchers with strikeouts. We will look at that. So looking at bases, all of the batters have a 10 out of 10. Not a big as list as yesterday. Our record is 34. Yesterday, I believe, for Saturday was 32 or 33. But here we go. Number 1, and these are through 10,000 simulations. We will do 20,000 simulations before the main slate locks. So then we'll update the MLB tab right here. So make sure you check that out. But I'm looking at Shohei, number 1. Number 2 is Aaron Judge. Number 3 is Juan Soto. 4 is Brent Rooker. 5 is Teoscar Hernandez. 6 is Kyle Tucker. 7 is Mookie Betts. 8, Lawrence Butler. 9, Freddie Freeman. 10, Brandon Lau. 11, Alex Verdugo. 12, Tyler Soderstrom. 13, Vlad Guerrero Jr. 14, Will Smith. 15, Jonathan Aranda. 16, Mike Yastrzemski. 17, Yandy Diaz. 18, Junior Caminero. 19, William Contreras. 20, Jarren Duran. 21, Alex Bregman. And 22, Rob Refsnyder. So if we're looking at like a trend here, Tampa Bay as a stack is looking like a trend. Boston's looking like a trend. The Dodgers are looking like a trend. You know what's not there? Pittsburgh. You know what I want to take? Exposure to Pittsburgh. That is one of my, and I could be completely off basis and wrong. That's kind of what I'm looking at. So that is that. We're going to do Pitches Be Crazy right now. Number 1, Pitches Be Crazy. Nick Lodolo at Colorado. You can't play it on like a main slate, but you can for sports betting. Colorado strikes out 10.56 times per game. They strike out 10.6 at home. Logan Allen versus Boston. Boston strikes out 9.52 times per game. 10.46 on the road. Kevin Gausman at the Yankees. Yankees strike out 9.5 times per game. They strike out 8.77 at home. The least amount of all of these at home. Joe Ryan versus the Angels. The Angels strike out 9.48 times per game. They strike out 9.19 on the road. And finally, Max Meyer at Seattle. Seattle strikes out 9.19 times per game and 8.93 times at home. So it's Nick Lodolo, Logan Allen, Kevin Gausman, Joe Ryan, and Max Meyer. And now we're going to do Makin Bacon bets. So looking at bases, you're always going to see the most look like they're going to be at Coors Field and Chase Field. Both are the stadiums there. But we look at these. These are all ones that have 10 out of 10 matchup rating for over 1.5 bases. Now, these aren't always going to hit, but these are ones that are in great matchups that are underutilized, or we've got some great odds depending on which sports book you're on. Number 1, Alex Verdugo versus Brandon Pfaadt. Number 2 is Shohei versus Falter. Number 3, I do love Austin Riley versus Brandon Pfaadt. Number 4, we got Brent Rooker versus Davis Martin. 5, Aaron Judge versus Kevin Gausman. 6, we got Teoscar Hernandez versus Bailey Falter. 7, we've got Brandon Lau versus Randy Vasquez. 8, Freddie Freeman versus Bailey Falter. 9, Juan Soto versus Mitchell Parker. And number 10 is Tyler Soderstrom versus Davis Martin. So we have 10 batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating that are in plus matchups with simulations, with the weather, with Vegas odds, with all of those through 10,000 sims that have a chance at over 1.5 bases. Now, if we look at pitchers and strikeouts, the top 5 I'm looking at, Max Meyer versus Seattle. I would look at the line of about 6+ strikeouts, maybe even bump it up to 7+. I think over 7.5, so 8+ is at +124. Joe Ryan versus the Angels, I would look at right around 7+ strikeouts in that one. Bryce Miller's number 3 versus Miami, I would look at about 6+ strikeouts there. The next one would be Tariq Skubal versus Baltimore. I would look at about 6+ strikeouts there. And then another one I'm looking at is Hunter Brown versus Kansas City. I would look at 5+ strikeouts in that one. So those are your Makin Bacon bets. Those are your bases that we're looking at. Those are the pitchers that we're looking at for strikeouts as well. Hopefully we've covered as much as we can. If you need to see a little bit more, you can always go check out MLB tab here. All of this from the match Vegas odds all the way down to our cheat sheet. I kind of want to show you guys the cheat sheet from Saturday. So this is Saturday's cheat sheet. I can't really embed it into the page. It's unfortunate. It's got to be an Excel workbook right now because there's just so many different tabs. I don't want to make it cute, like make it 18 different tabs. So you can come here, you can click on this to open it and make it a big full page Excel. And you can just see your pitchers here for cash, your pitchers here for tournaments, teams we're looking at against. So you got your stacks, you got your pitcher going against stacks there. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Then we got our ownership. This is huge for you guys. You want to see ownership. They're here. FanDuel, DraftKings, depending on what you're playing on. You got your weather tab to see how the weather's going to go. You got FanDuel. If there is early, we'll have lineups. FanDuel main, DraftKings early if there is, DraftKings main, and then boom stick shot. So obviously we're looking at this. I had Austin Hayes. He hit 2 home runs there. So that's kind of what we're looking at. We're building out like obviously with our home run bets, don't put a ton of money on. They're for fun because it's really hard to predict and project home runs. But Coors Field will play up for some batters. Austin Hayes is having a really good year right now for Cincy. So that's definitely one we looked at. So that's kind of the cheat sheet you can look at and expect. But under the MLB tab, we've got everything else, ballpark factors to team bullpen stats and stuff like that. So if you want to check all of that stuff out, it is $10 for a week. If you want to get in, you can get in now until May 1st. It is a recurring weekly for $10. If you cancel and want to get again, it will be $15. But if you keep your subscription, it will continue to be $10 before May 1st. So that's what I've got. We will have NASCAR stuff on the website. We will have MLB content, NBA content. Hopefully good to go for you. So let's have a great Sunday, whether or not you're sports betting, MLB, NBA, NASCAR, whatever you're doing. Let's have a great day. Good luck. And as always,